What's up, Instagram? I feel like I've been cheating on Instagram. I've been going live on Facebook, and I don't feel like I've been going live here. What up, people? Say what's up. Turn my settings up because I'm facing the sun and I can't see anything. What's up, man? I want to bring you guys some knowledge, give you some wisdom, some end of the year breakthrough. I'm walking through my neighborhood. I said that kind of loud. And my son is riding his bike, so I'm gonna talk to you, but I gotta be looking at him at the same time. What's up, people? What up, Chef? I see you out there. Where you watching from? What you watching from? Let me see. Man, the sun is killing my view. If you guys like my sunglasses that I'm wearing, shout out to the person who left them at my house over the holidays. Thank you so much for the Ray-Bans. Oh man, that's actually the honest to God truth. I'm wearing sunglasses that were left at my house over the holidays. So if you came to my house over the holidays and these are your Ray-Bans, you better claim them because I love these things. Super comfortable. What's up, Cyprus? I see you out there. What's up? New York City is in the building. What's up? So, first of all, let me say this. Shout outs for all the love that came through after my surgery. Had a surgery on my neck, really my vertebrae. They go through the front of your neck right here and get back to your vertebrae. Very, very, very painful coming out of that situation in terms of the healing process. The surgery wasn't painful, it was the soreness afterwards. But the doctors have released me to go walking like I'm walking right now. I can't work out yet, can't do anything, can't even, like, no more than 10 pounds I can't lift. But I've been released to go walking and stuff like that, and I can drive now. So shout out to everybody for all those prayers. Here's my message today. My message is, Les Brown taught me this in person. This is nothing that I learned from reading. He told me this in person. And it's different when you're getting a message from a legend, and it's different when that legend actually tells you in person. He said, because he saw me making a mistake. He saw me making decisions based on emotions. And what happened was, something really went wrong in my life. I was wronged by an organization. And I think I was about maybe, I'd say I was maybe 29, 30 years old, right around 30 years old. And I was a part of an organization, and things went wrong. I mean, real wrong. And that organization, my love for this organization was beyond, like, my personal results. The money that I made, the wisdom I learned, the coaching, all that stuff. I was in love with our annual events. I was in love with, annual trips and leadership, stuff like that. I was in love with that because really and truly, this organization changed my life. So I was in love with this organization. It changed my life. It was a main reason where I met my wife, why I went to marriage counseling, even dating counseling, if you will, with her, was all part of this organization. So, this organization turned me into the man that I am today. And I fell in love with the organization because of what it did for me. But man, there was a season where things in that organization went wrong. And it went wrong beyond me. It was beyond me what would happen. I couldn't fix it. I had no control. I wasn't a leader. I could not make decisions. There's nothing I could have done to help this organization. But I felt obligated to save it. Now, here's where my heart was in the right place. I wanted to save this organization. But I had zero power, zero decisions. There's nothing that I could have done to save it. But I felt obligated to want to save it. So when I saw members started detaching themselves and leaving too early, I would say, listen, man, don't follow the lie. Don't listen to these people. They're coming to kill, steal, and destroy. And I was 30 years old, and I found myself defending something that was greater than me. There's nothing I could have done, but I was so in love with the past. I was so in love with, the effect that organization had on my life. It saved me. It helped me become the Johnny Wimbrey that you guys know today. But then I started realizing, where there's smoke, there's fire. I got to do my own research, my own investigation, instead of being so in love with what this organization brought to me in life. Yeah, the company, the organization, the people developed me into the man that I am today. But that was a season. That was a season. See, here's what I didn't understand. When you're young and successful, it's hard to understand that everything happens in seasons. That season was developing Johnny Wimbrey in that organization. That did happen. It developed me to the man that I am today, the speaker that I am today. And I was in love with that. But when things started to go wrong, I actually went with it. Which brings me back to how I started this conversation with Les Brown as my mentor, giving me direct, in face-to-face, eye-to-eye wisdom. And he would ask me what's going on. I said, man, it's getting bad. He said, well, what are you going to do, Johnny? And I said, man, the life of this organization is the reason I have my life today. I would bleed for this organization. I would die for this organization. And he said, Johnny, but you understand they're wrong, right? In other words, you understand he's guilty. That's what they really said. I said, yeah, but he's like a father to me. I wouldn't be the man that I am today. And he said, Johnny, he said, you have to separate how he helped you versus what he has done now. The man that I'm talking about is actually in prison right now for what he did. And this was my mentor. He's in prison today. And that was back when I was like 32, 33 years old. He's in prison today. I'm 44. I'm about to be 45. So my heart was torn because this man, who was the head of this organization, could take direct responsibility for my success. He literally could take direct responsibility for for who you know today. And I felt like if I turn my back on this man, I'm a traitor. If I turn my back on him, I'm a sellout. And that's where Les Brown jumped in and said, Johnny, you got to understand a season. There was a season in your life that he was supposed to be a part of your life. There was a season that you were supposed to be a part of that organization. Johnny, you don't know how to separate seasons. You don't know how to appreciate seasons. See, you don't understand that, you gotta plant the seeds in the spring so you can eat in the summer. You don't understand that you're going to have to separate yourself, and you're going to have to, pull those things up and walk away. And I didn't understand seasons. This message I'm sharing with you is the reason that I'm a multimillionaire today. Les Brown taught me to understand seasons. See, I fell in love with the season. And when I fell in love with a season, I was blind to when the new season came. I didn't know there was a new season. So this organization that I was a part of back when I was 30 years old, I told my wife, I said, babe, we're leaving. Hardest decision I've ever made in my life. We're leaving. And I'm not kidding. From the time I left, I would say within 90 days, things would start happening in my life that I have been dreaming for them to happen. Within 90 days of separating myself from a dead season. Now, I was in love with this season. The season was amazingly prosperous at some point, but it was no longer prosperous. I was a part of a lie. I was a part of something that was going down, and I saw it going down, but I was in such denial. And that's when Les Brown said, Johnny, when things go wrong, don't go with them. That message has made me tens of millions of dollars. He said, Johnny, when things go wrong, you don't go with them. I was going with them. I was 30 years old and I learned that. I had no idea that 14 years later, in 2019,